The mysterious passenger. On a stormy night, with dark skies and empty roads, a lone driver was driving his car on a remote road. In the middle of the journey, he saw a ghostly figure standing by the roadside, appearing disfigured and with torn clothes. As soon as the driver stopped his car, the man approached quickly, opened the rear door, and sat in the back without looking or saying a word. The driver remembered not having asked for this, but felt terrified and decided to continue the journey. During the trip, the passenger didn't respond to any conversation, leaving the driver feeling anxious and puzzled. They finally reached the intended destination, and when it was time to bid farewell to the passenger, the driver noticed that the back seat was completely empty. The driver went to the police to report the incident and discovered that the man he picked up was the same missing person whose decomposed body was found 2 weeks ago along that road. The Vanishing Road. On a dark and rainy night, a couple, Mark and Jane, were heading back home after a fun night out in a nearby town. As they drove on their usual route, they noticed that the road started to look strange, with landmarks they had never seen before. They tried to pass it off, but the road began to twist and turn in unfamiliar directions. The atmosphere turned into mystery and horror, as they didn't know if they were on the right road or not. They stopped to inquire at an abandoned gas station, but there was no one they could ask about the right road. After hours of driving in the dark, they finally managed to find their way back to the main town, but they couldn't forget that strange night. When they told their story to the locals, they claimed that the road they traveled on had disappeared years ago. The Phantom Car. It was a dark and rainy night, and John was driving his car alone on the highway at that eerie time of night. There was nothing but darkness, and the constant sound of rain hitting the windows. Suddenly, John noticed another car tailing him from behind at a frightening speed. He tried to speed up to escape, but the other car didn't back off. Instead, it kept relentlessly chasing him. As John tried to decipher the road signs and escape his pursuers, fear overtook him, and he began to think of the worst. The other car disappeared on its own, leaving John bewildered and alone on the side of the road. It took some time for John to regain his composure and get back on the road, but he couldn't forget those terrifying moments on that rainy night.